Global shipping trends have introduced larger, more economically and environmentally efficient ships to the world's shipping fleet. This class of ship, the ultra-large container vessel, or ULCV, requires large-scale infrastructure investments ranging from the widening of the Panama Canal to improvements in U.S. national and regional rail systems, ports, and harbors. The Panama Canal expansion, completed in 2016, now enables these deep draft vessels to transit its locks and will bring a growing number of ULCVs to ports along the U.S. East Coast. The Port of Baltimore is well positioned to handle this increased traffic after modernization efforts to its Seagirt Marine Terminal, the destination for a majority of the port's container traffic. The Port of Baltimore is now one of only 4 U.S. East Coast ports with a 50-foot deep channel and 2 50-foot deep berths. Plus, recent investments in Seagirt Marine Terminal's intermodal connectivity enable the rapid transfer of cargo containers to and from the ULCV. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, or USACE, and the Maryland Department of Transportation's Maryland Port Administration have invested heavily in dredging to maintain Baltimore's navigation channel depth and width. However, while the current configuration works well for legacy ships that can easily exit the terminal via a loop channel, vessels with drafts greater than 42 feet, such as ULCVs, can only back out through the loop channel's turning basin, a maneuver that presents safety concerns and vessel traffic inefficiencies.
We're bringing progressively larger and larger, up to ultra-large container ships into the terminal. The terminal was not originally built, obviously, to handle ships of this size. Didn't exist when the terminal was built. And so it requires constant expansion, constant development to get to these high TEU ships. And so it's the constraints of the limitations of the approach channel and the turning basins that really have created the challenge. And then Baltimore specifically is a very wind-prone harbor, very, very intense winds, specifically in the winter months. And they run cross-channel into the approach channels to Seagirt.
As a result, the USACE Baltimore District and the Maryland Port Administration initiated a study to identify safe, technically feasible, economically justifiable, and environmentally acceptable modifications to the existing Seagirt Loop Channel. The study included engineering improvements such as deepening and widening the western half of the Seagirt Loop Channel to meet future demand capacity and provide large vessels an alternative path to exit the terminal. The study also leaned on the rich expertise of the U.S. Army Engineer Research and Development Center, or ERDIC, ship simulator facility, which has modeled the maneuverability of large ships through our nation's ports and harbors for USACE since the late 1980s. In coordination with the Baltimore District and the port, the ship simulator was used to optimize channel design and assess vessel navigation safety within the proposed improvements in the Seagirt Loop Channel.
What's unique about the ship simulator is that it provides us the opportunity to test navigation channel designs in a virtual environment. So this means that we can test the channel designs prior to construction, which ultimately provides savings in design, construction, and maintenance costs.
This effort was supported by 4 ship captains from the Association of Maryland Pilots, who operated the ERDIC ship simulator through these tests over a 2-week period, providing realism to the simulations and offering invaluable assessments and feedback.
And it's very important, actually in any study, that you have pilots from that area come in to do the testing, because they're the ones that know that waterway. They know the challenges they face every day. So you can have a great design on paper, and these engineers that do these designs do a wonderful job in creating these designs, but there are some aspects of these channels that only those pilots are going to know.
They're credibly open to any sort of input that we have as pilots, because it seems like they want to use that data and our input to ensure that the project is designed as specified to meet the needs of the traffic and the stakeholders. It allows us to simulate real-world situations in inclement weather, in very risky conditions, with absolutely no worry of having real collateral damage in real life. So it allows us to simulate and actually find where that line is, where things become safe and unsafe.
Multiple simulations were conducted with a variety of channel maneuver scenarios and environmental conditions. The vessel models tested included a 1,300-foot-long container ship navigating within the Seagirt Loop Channel, with assistance from several tugboats, to simulate a ship that is forecasted to call on the Port of Baltimore in the future.
Without simulations, it would not really be a safe proposition to just shoot from the hip on a class of ship that's just so much bigger and so much more critical than anything we've ever handled. So you know, at least initially, where your Achilles heels might be before you actually get a real ship and you have a real problem.
It's a great partnership between the Corps and us to be able to, they see what we do, they see the challenges that we're up against, and they have the ability to make the adjustments.
Ultimately, it will lead to better channel designs, allowing larger vessels to get into these harbors, which increases the commerce, which helps the economy, and it all works together.
The ability to deliver these rapid solutions is the hallmark of URDIC's Ship Simulator team, driven by an interdisciplinary group of engineers and scientists with an exceptional commitment to its customers.
I've never seen civil servants of the quality that I've seen and the work ethic that I've seen at URDIC. This is no experience I've ever had in government. I have many good experiences in government, but URDIC is the most impressive civil service operation. And I say that frankly and honestly that I've ever seen. It's really been a great experience beyond what I would have ever expected.